Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Deirdre Morgan, intuitive, numerologist, and clarity coach, popping in with 3 quick tips for April. Wow, what a month we're having. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm going triple time here these days. And as you know, it's largely due to what I call the split personality of this month. Split personality because it holds the 11/2 numerological frequencies. Now, just a quick review. Let's backstory a bit. This is the energetic environment I just want to remind us all that we're in. Sort of like pea soup, or maybe chicken noodle. Anyway, first thing I'd like you to remember, and this is not a tip, is that Pluto is now in Aquarius. Now, what that means is Pluto always digs deep. So it's asking us to dig deep. Because why? Because Pluto right now is in Aquarius, the sign of the people. So it means individually, collectively, we've got to get down and look at the dirty within that we've either ignored, suppressed, or forgotten. It makes for a lot of work, and it makes for a roller coaster. Secondly, the 11. Remember, that's a master number in numerology. It's a card of mastery. It is masculine, which means it's going to be assertive, reaching out, wanting to get things done. It's an electrical energy, which means it's highly charged. Pow, pow, pow. That's like a double dip of the mental with the 2 ones. Initiating, inspiring, being innovative. You know, look back to March. Then we have this lovely 2 energy. 2 is feminine, often called divine feminine. It's that higher frequency, but it's very magnetic. It is open and receptive. It draws to it rather than charging forth like the 11 likes to do. 2 is artistic. It is not mental. It's in the heart. It's emotional. It's known as the peacemaker. So it seeks peace. It gives peace. And with the 11 and 2 operating in our universal monthly energy field, we're looking, you guessed it, at polar opposites. The duality we live in. Yet, we're being asked to put them 2 together, not keep them separate. 2 is looking to connect. 2 is learning to collaborate. 11 is still out there, being itself, being authentic, and going for the gold. So it's a dynamic month at the very least. Just keep in mind that 11 is the visionary, the communicator, the messenger, comes up with new ideas, new concepts, which bottom line means do it differently. 11 is not interested in the conventional, the tried and true, the traditional. It doesn't want to adhere to schedules or routines or rules. It's way out on a limb, looking at the big picture, which we never see if we're just clinging to the trunk, excuse me, of the tree. So, wow. And 2 is just merely saying, keep the heart, open the heart, connect with the heart, come from love. And that's not all we're dealing with, reconciling these 2, I don't even know what to call them, challenges, opportunities. This week is one big bang week with a solar eclipse that is hybrid, which means it's unusual, and perhaps we'll have time to go into that. The Aries new moon and Mercury going retrograde. Now, What all this is saying to us is move forward, new beginnings, give yourself a fresh start, let go of the past, heal up any of those emotional scars, any patterns of self-sabotage that come from those scars, heal them up, let them go. Do not let yourself identify with them any longer. Not if you want to survive and thrive in the new world of heart consciousness or fourth dimension. So, all these planets, all these planetary events are all promoting, fostering, encouraging us to move forward, trust, love, come from the heart. It's really well done. So keep in mind, 11 is asking you new. Basically, what it's saying is the message we got from D5. Do it differently. Have the courage, have the wits, be bold. New and different is the order of the day going forward. Aquarius, Asia is here. So, 2 is saying, stay in your heart, stay centered, grounded there in love, in trust, in a belief in abundance, in a belief in you. Be kind and loving, not to just yourself, but as the 11 is calling you to create a bigger picture in your friends, in your family, in your community, in the world. Basically, these 2 numbers are saying, bring it together, get it together, and use us to get your act together, which bottom line means do it differently, which is always the opportunity for mastery. And remember, 11 is a master number. Oh, so go to mastery by what? The heart, owning your heart power. Remember, the heart has a brain, so it's doing a lot of feeling and intuitiveness and in touch with the higher realms for you. How are we going to do it differently? Okay, here come 3 quick tips. Body, mind, and heart for you to consider, for you to utilize. It's all up to you, your choice. So, where to begin? Let's start with the body. Now, your body, my body, bodies have got a bigger than you ever job to do for you. First place, I've been talking about the downloads from the galaxy. We're in the photon ball, which is crystalline. So we're being downloaded with crystal energy, light, super fast, 11 frequency energy, fast, intense. And we're pulling up crystalline light and energy from Mother Earth. So the body is having to make a big adjustment, a big leap right now, because it's basically been carbon-based. And now it's going to a lighter sense of being. It's lightening up. It doesn't need the food it used to. It doesn't need the diet you used to. It's changing. And so when you find your taste changing, listen to the body. Listen to the heart. Remember the mantra, my favorite. Lead with the heart, back up with smart. You're not going to throw your intellect, your brains out the window. But it is going to play a secondary position right now while we transition and get firmly grounded in heart consciousness. This is the point of this month. Get yourself grounded in the new heart consciousness. So the body is changing. It's also got a double dip of work in that most of us are clearing some deep profound, major influence, conscious or unconscious, pattern of feeling, of behaving that was heart scarred. Okay? Our emotional scars have been coming up for us to look at, deal with, and reframe, release, dissolve into more positive, constructive energy. That is what's moving the heart into a proactive position rather than just being active. So, more about that on Zoom 36 on May 1st. Anyway, between healing your emotional wounds and scars that have been limiting you, restricting you, the body has to release that towards toxic energy that emotional wounds create, and where we store them in the body, it's releasing that. So my point here is your body's doing yeoman's duty. So if you get up one morning and don't want to get up, or you need an extra 15 winks or maybe 2 hours, please take it. Your body is not sick, it's not wrong. It's simply saying, I can't keep up with you anymore, mentally or emotionally. So a few hours, minutes, a day off will bring you back into your superpower, the heart power. Please listen to your body. It's first this month. Okay? Quick tip number 2. When we are called to master ourselves, which means managing ourselves, being in charge of ourselves, believing in ourselves, controlling ourselves, when we are called to mastery, whether it's releasing the emotional scars or venturing forward, maybe with a little fear and trepidation, but still being bold and moving forward, our authority, our power to do so, often comes into question. We often doubt it. So here's my quick tip on authority. And actually, it came through a friend, my friend Georgia, who had read a very serious article and it spoke to her and she passed it on. So I want you to sit down with yourselves, pencil and paper. You know me, I always want you to write it out, get it out of the system. Don't just think it and have it dancing in your head. No, this is about giving it out, putting yourself out there. All right. First off, I want you to define what you consider the meaning of authority is. Hold on a minute. So define it and let it go. Okay. Write it down, let it go. Second question is, who are the authority figures in your childhood, in your early life? You know, even now. Who are the people you look to as authorities? And the third question is, how do they use their authority? So you might want to write down all the people and then write on the other side of the paper how they use their authority. Now, then take a deep breath and sit and kick back for a moment, glass of water, breathe. The question now is, how do you use your authority? Okay. Is it heart-based or is it left brain based? How well or not are you listening to your inner voice? How confident or not are you in your ability to make things happen and to live fully, happily, and reach out to people? Are you still giving? Are you still going? I think is a better way to put it, outside yourself, listening to others' opinions on on you or the world or whatever, and letting their opinion be more important or be better or truer than yours. This is the month with that 11 blessed that is saying, listen to other people. It's interesting, but then pull your energy in, go to yourself, your heart, and say, what do I feel is going to work for me? What do I believe in? And form your own opinion. Claim your authority this way. Okay? It's brilliantly set up for us. A very simple way to claim our power, which remember is now feeling good with yourself. So you manifest and contribute on terms you're happy with. So it's in the heart. And then when you've looked at how you use your authority, take a look. Take a few moments to be in stillness, breathe from your heart, and then go within to your heart chakra and say, is this a definition? Is this the way I want to use my authority in life? Is this what I want to create from? Is it outdated? Am I too rigid? Am I polarized? Do I still need to be right? The only person you need to be right for is yourself, because that generates a belief in yourself and an authenticity that no one can take from you. So breathe, bring yourself to a point of stillness, embrace a new way to behave, a new dynamic with your power, with your authority. And then get up, breathe deeply, and say, I'm going for it. It's exciting when we look at things, when we put things together instead of keeping them at odds and with each other. The third way, which is the heart, okay? So you've changed your mind, perhaps you don't need to, about how you're going to use your authority and power. The third is the heart. How do we expand and express our heart more? It's opening up. What can we do? Well, let's take a minute. 11, remember, sees the big picture. It has a big platform, a big view. And behind the 11 sits the 2. So it's creating a new platform for which you behave, you reach out, you extend yourself in the world from the heart. Of course, from the heart. Okay? And this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Actually, I was talking with my youngest son, Matthew, and he was just talking about what he was doing and this and that. You know how mothers and sons can talk. And he said to me very casually, yeah, I go twice a week to 2 of my neighbors who are older. He was very kind there. And he said, and I make them dinner. And I make them maybe an extra dinner. Because I've learned that older people, it's hard for them to get out and get food. Sometimes it's too much trouble to go cook, so they'll have milk and crackers a little too often. He said, so I just go over and cook, and we have a fun evening together, and I like it. Matt does love people, and he does like to cook. And I got to thinking, this is a perfect reach out, a perfect point of expansion. And it doesn't have to be that you go over to their houses if you're not inclined, your schedule doesn't permit. But it does mean if you're making soup or you're making a casserole, you make it some extra. And maybe you take it over to your neighbors and offer it to them. This is how we build a world community that is balanced, that is in harmony, that does love and find joy within itself. Maybe you don't want to do soup and casseroles. How about cookies? I know it's sugar and yeah, but few cookies at this point in their lives is not going to do any damage. Okay. So give it a thought. This is about reaching out, being more kind, more thoughtful, more considerate of others, and not necessarily looking for a return every time. I love the concept. I truly do. So keep it in mind. We have you option of creating smaller community medical centers. And now we have a lending hand, sort of a replacement for Meals on Wheels, which was abolished several years ago. So let's do what we can. Give it more heart. All right. That's it for April. Wrapping up. Where you are with the 11-2, interacting more with each other. Work on that. Come from love in all you're doing. Come from joy in doing it. You've created a new harmony, balance within yourself. There's a greater peace, there's greater love, there's greater joy, and the light is able to be given out in the world to other people without you doing a thing there. It's another step up for us as individuals and for the world. I just love it. I really do. So my quick tips are done. And I'm hoping that you will consider tuning in to Zoom 36 on Monday night, May 1st, 7 p.m. Central Time, for the heart and head connection. We're going to dive a little deeper into that connection because I know several of you are questioning it and don't get it. And I'm here to serve. So it's essential now in these times of uncertainty that you've got a head-heart connection going that you can count on, that you trust, you believe in, and it resonates for you. And above all, remember, it's all about love. Everything else is incidental.